I spent over $500 testing every AI coding assistant, Cursor, Windsurf, Claude Code, and you name it. And after 3 months, I'm using only one. Here's why: Claude Code with Opus 4 destroyed the competitions, plus 8 tips that will make you unstoppable. If you're new here, I'm June, building multi-SaaS products in AI agency as a solo founder. I use AI to replace what used to take entire teams, and I have shared everything I learned so you can do the same. Please subscribe our channel and our newsletter via link in the description. And now, without further ado, let's dive into it. So let me compare top 3 AI assistants right now: Cursor, Windsurf, Claude Code. The first thing is context window. As you can see, Claude Code can capitalize the max context window you are allowed to. On the other hand, Cursor and Windsurf didn't give you full context as you want. Even though you pay $15, $20, you will be limited to this around. But you can use maximum, but it's your credits faster, like 1.20, 1.25. I wonder why this happens. So I found this one from the Reddit. There is a guy from client team, and he said, Claude Code and client have different approaches than Cursor and Windsurf. They take context forward, meaning that it takes as many as context to finish their work. So get things done for you without messing you up. And the second thing, and a lot of people hate the pay-per-use here from the Claude Code. But from recent updates, if you do take max plan, you don't have to pay Claude Code per API anymore. You can use Claude Desktop and Claude Code, but still expensive because it's, I think, $180. But I always think this is ROI. If it saves your 5 hours more per week, I think it's 100% worth the investment. But if you don't know how to use Claude Code well, or if you don't understand your code base, your product roadmap well, it may be a waste of your money. So I'm just letting you know here. And the second part is multi-agent. So Claude Code interestingly introduced multi-agents, meaning that you can spawn multiple Claude Code instances and run at the same times. They even mention in here. So you can do one work on the main thing, planning thing, and the second instance is to review the following code for you. Or in my opinion, I tried this one a lot. It helps when you work on the main thing with extreme focus and then ask them to work on minor bug fixes or minimal changes in styles. That helps. And the last thing I love the most, many people ask me so many times about what is the best cursor rules, what is the best rules for running Windsurf perfectly? And the answer was always, it depends. It's really hard to give you the best one, even though you can have a basic project structure. With Claude.md, you don't have to work on those rules. You just need to init Claude.md, and the Claude.md will return your repository and try to get the gist of it. Those information will be always baked into your prompt by default. That is why it has reduced a lot of errors that I found with Cursor and Windsurf. So I love that. So far, I've compared 3 different AI assistants for you. And now let's move on how you can use Claude Code better with these 8 tips. It sounds weird, but first tip actually is to read through this Anthropic Engineering Claude Code best practices for agentic code. Surprisingly, they compile all the resources, tips that you can apply to make your Claude Code workflow smooth. So next thing is to create Claude.md file. As I mentioned previously, Claude.md file is a special file that Claude automatically pulls into context when starting any conversations. This makes an ideal place for documenting your bash comments or file utility functions, style guidance, testing instructions, repository guidelines like that. So to do so, you can do /init, and this will initialize new Claude.md with your current codebase documentation. It can take a little bit of time, but this gives you a jump start. And from there, I recommend to update this Claude.md file whenever you have a major changes or bug fixes or you want to update change logs. The way I'll do it is just to update, not like you go to each file manually and update it. I will just ask at the end of your session, your coding session, I'll do update docs or add a little more context, and this will update your Claude.md file. And for example, my new product here, as I'm working on my architecture documentation here, and then it shows overview, stack, structure, core components, flow, and all of it. And then whenever I have improved each part of it, each part of content, I update these files too, and Claude will bake these information for you for the next prompt. From my experiment, this has reduced a lot of misleading behavior that I encounter with Windsurf or Cursor. Next one is to use / commands for repeated workflows such as debugging or Git or document. You can store templates in Markdown files within .claude-commands directory, and these become available through the /commands menu when you type /. So here, when I /, I have now bug fix, document API, git commit, create PR, like these that I saved in these commands directory. So if I show you quickly here, this is all native LLM. I said use git status and use git diff and create descriptive and conventional commit messages following these rules, and then commit. So this helped me a lot. And I also like the optimize plan or review. If I go back here, optimize it, I said focus on efficiency, memory usage, computations, such that. And I always ask suggestion how I can improve my code base. So these / commands were very useful for me. So next one is utilize escape. As you see, Claude Code is going on the wrong direction. Many times you are waiting for AI to finish their work, and if we dislike it, we start undoing it. Now, Claude Code offers escape button, so if you don't like any movement, you just stop it there and then redirect them. And you can do by, for example, and it will start creating content for me in this product. And now Claude is working for creating new content form, and now it has components content form here. And if you don't like it, try escaping it, and I'll say undo what you did for creating content form. And then it will reverse back to the previous version. See, it will remove the content form correctly. So if you do yes, and let's see, git status again. Now it's clean. So I highly recommend using escaping. Don't get scared of it. It's fine. So the next one is utilize screenshots. Claude also can read images from your screenshots. So whenever you have broken UI, try to screenshot that and upload it here like this, and add a simple prompt. From my own experiments, Claude is really good at reading those images, so you don't have to describe a lot. Instead, you direct them, you ask them how you can fix them. So fix this with adding more paddings, for example, and it will fix very well. So next one is to use MCP for connecting tools for your own advantage. So Claude, you can add like Cursor or Windsurf, you can connect many MCP servers. And from my own experience, I like these 5: Supabase, Browser MCP, File System, Brave Search, and Fetch. So use these MCPs to plan, design, and debug your code base. And these are just my favorites, but if you want to have more MCPs, there is a site. The website is mcpservers.org. You can search many MCP servers that might help your productivity, and you can also see most popular ones here: Brave Search, Fetch, Git, Google Drive, Postgres, Puppeteer, something like that. So check this out. So next one is to how you ask Claude. So they said we recommend here using the word think to trigger extended thinking mode, which gives Claude additional computation time to evaluate alternatives more thoroughly. If you have difficult code architecture or complex designs, I highly recommend to use think. And interestingly, think hard, think harder, and ultra think. In this way, that will extend further. So utilize this one if you are tackling down a difficult problem. I've used this one, and surprisingly, it worked really well. Remember this one? So final one is to utilize multi-agent instances. So I briefly mentioned in the beginning of our video, and you can spawn multiple instances like here, and I can do another Claude. So while I'm working on the main one, you can also ask the second one, third one to do different tasks. So you can increase your productivity. But here's the thing, I highly recommend to not approve the write mode by default, like YOLO mode. So I like to focus on the main one, especially difficult one. But if I have minor bugs that doesn't interfere the main workflow of your current one, or if you have basic design changes, I recommend trying these multi instances. So while I'm working on let's fix this, and I go to here and let's retouch the dashboard for dark mode. Then while it's working for this one, I'll be very focused on the first one, which is the core problem I'm currently sort of solving. So this way you can increase the productivity, but I'm not sure yet. I'm not that experienced to make these instances under my control, but I'm just letting you know. So today I cover the difference between Cursor, Windsurf, and Claude Code, and why Claude Code can be your perfect AI pair programmers that understand your entire project and follow your instruction without much deviation. I think Claude Code with Opus 4 is at another level, and try these 8 tips for just 1 week. I guarantee you will never get back to other tools. And thanks for watching this video, and make sure to subscribe to our channel and my newsletter that I share my own journey building multi-SaaS and AI agency with AI only. See you in the next video.